Welcome to Pumble, a business messaging platform that lets your team chat and collaborate. Let's see how everything in Pumble works. In the sidebar, you can access all your channels and direct messages. Direct messages are private one-on-one or group conversations that don't require an entire channel of people to weigh in. A channel is a place where all communication regarding certain topics happen, and they can be either public or private. Anyone can join and discuss stuff on public channels, while for private channels you need to be explicitly invited as they're for more confidential conversations. If you want to spin off a discussion without disturbing the whole channel, you can start a thread by directly replying to a message. Or you can react to a message with emojis and show your feelings about the topic discussed. You can also share screenshots, videos, and other files via drag and drop. When the channel is bold, that means that you have unread messages in it. When you see a red badge, someone has mentioned you. Let's see what's happening in this channel, which is dedicated to members who work on a project called Alpha. You can see the number of people in this channel. To find out who, you can click on Details and then on Members. The team has been sending messages and sharing files in this channel. They've also added emoji reactions to show their approval and celebration for the finished task. To participate in the discussions, type what you want to say here and send. You can also attach files, send links, format messages to highlight only one part of them, and mention your teammates to keep them in the loop. Also, you can pin messages to highlight important information so you can access them later easily through here. What if you have questions about the project? Instead of trying to figure out who to ask, you can use the channel browser to find a channel dedicated to that project and ask your questions there. In that way, the whole team is involved and can benefit from the answer. Also, new team members stay in the loop with the newest information. Now, let's take a look at how to search for the information that was shared in the past. To start, type a search term. To narrow your search results, use the channel or who sent it. Search is useful no matter if you're looking for a specific piece of information or need context regarding some decision. Now that you know how to search, let's see how to keep up with conversations and use notifications. You'll find all your conversations in the sidebar. When there's a new message, the channel's name becomes bold. A red badge will appear next to the channel's name when someone mentions you to grab your attention. You'll get a notification and you can click on the channel to check the message. The mention is highlighted so it's easy for you to spot it. Another quick way to see if there's any update is via this icon. If there's no new message, the icon will be dimmed. If there's a new message on any channel you're following, the icon will be white. And if you've received a direct message or have been mentioned, the icon will have a red badge. If you receive too many notifications, you can mute a channel so you don't receive notifications for unread messages on this channel unless you're specifically mentioned. You can also control what you get notified about in Preferences. You can choose to be notified about all new messages, only about direct messages and mentions, or not be notified at all. There are a few other ways to customize your notifications. The first is setting a schedule to only get notified during working hours. The second is setting a schedule for a focused time at work. When you need some focus time, you can pause notifications for as long as you need, from 30 minutes to 2 hours. If you're away from your computer and have Pumble installed on your mobile phone, you'll receive all notifications there too. Let's see how you can customize things in Pumble. In the preferences, you can switch to a dark theme to avoid straining your eyes when you work at night, or simply because you like how it looks. Further, you can use keyboard shortcuts such as Command or Control-K to quickly jump to some conversation. You can also divide your sidebar into sections to group different channels and people. Just create a section and drag and drop your channels and messages in it to keep everything nice and organized. In Pumble, you can set a status so your colleagues know if you're available or not. The most basic one is this one if you're online. this if offline, and this is if you're in a do not disturb mode. Also, you can set a custom status, for example, if you're on vacation, lunch break, and so on. It's best to keep your profile updated so that if your coworker needs you, they can find your position, email, and phone number when they open your profile. In Pumble, there are 4 different roles and permissions for each of them. Firstly, we have the owner of the workspace. They have the power to manage members and guests, assign roles, invite new users, and restrict others from doing so. The owner makes someone an admin or keeps them as a regular user. Admins can manage members and channels, while regular users can primarily chat and manage channels they've created. Finally, there's a guest role. Guests are the external collaborators in your workspace, like freelancers, contractors, or clients, who can only access channels you specifically add them to. If you have a lot of users, you can manage them more easily with user groups. Admins and owners can create user groups, assign users to them, and then select which channels everyone in the group has access to by default. You can also mention a user group instead of having to mention each member individually. This can be very useful if you have large teams and people don't know whom to mention specifically. In addition to using Pumble directly in the browser, you can also install it on your computer or phone. Pumble is available on Windows, Mac, Linux, as well as iPhone and Android. To download Pumble, visit the Pumble website, choose your platform and download. Then install it, log in with the same email and password as on the web. Once you log in, you'll see all your conversations and notifications. This way you can use Pumble wherever you go and stay on top of everything.